Ever noticed how Cheetos aren't just a snack? They're an experience. The crunch, the cheesy dust, and how they always seem to disappear quicker than you expected. But here's a thought. Have they always tasted the same, or have they secretly changed over the years? Maybe it's just nostalgia playing tricks on us, or maybe there's more to it. Well, let's find out how Cheetos are made in a factory. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Process Powerhouse channel. Leave us a comment to let us know what mealtime favorites you'd like to see next. Who knows, maybe one day they'll find a bag of Cheetos so old it belongs in a museum. Cheetos weren't planned, they were a happy accident. In 1948, Charles Elmer Doolin, the guy behind Fritos, was always hunting for the next big snack. One day, he found a machine meant to make puffed corn for animal feed. But instead of thinking about farm animals, he saw a chance to create a crunchy, tasty snack. He tweaked the process, added some seasoning, and just like that, Cheetos were born. They weren't the bright orange, bold-flavored snacks we love today. The first version, called Crunchy Cheetos, hit stores and quickly became a favorite. People couldn't get enough, and soon, Cheetos fever spread across the country. A few years later, Frito-Lay saw the genius in Doolin's creation and bought the rights to start mass-producing Cheetos. But something was missing: the cheese. That's when food scientists stepped in and created the perfect mix of cheddar and seasoning to coat every puff just right. And that famous orange dust? It wasn't an accident, it became part of the experience. Before long, Cheetos weren't just a snack, they were a sensation. Schools banned them for being too messy, parents tried and failed to keep them away from kids, and snack lovers everywhere embraced the cheesy chaos. No snack legend is complete without a mascot, and in the 80s, Chester Cheetah arrived in style. Cool, sneaky, and full of attitude, he became the face of Cheetos, making cheese dust feel like a badge of honor. Over the years, Cheetos have exploded into all kinds of crazy flavors, from flamin' hot to sweet and spicy combos, proving they're anything but boring. Flamin' Hot Cheetos even have their own origin story, supposedly created by a Frito-Lay janitor who pitched the idea and changed snack history forever. Not bad for a spur-of-the-moment invention, right? Next time you're licking that last bit of Cheeto dust off your fingers, remember, you're not just eating a snack. You're part of a story filled with happy accidents, smart food science, and one seriously cool mascot. And if you ever find an old bag in the back of your pantry, don't stress. Chester Cheetah would probably call it aged to perfection. Some legends only get better with time, but enough history. Let's check out how they're made. Every Cheeto starts with degerminated yellow cornmeal, a finely ground corn base. But not just any cornmeal. Frito-Lay carefully selects high-quality corn to keep the texture, moisture, and starch levels just right. The degermination process removes the outer hull and germ, leaving only the starchy part. This is important because too much fat and oil from the germ could make Cheetos too heavy and spoil faster. Without this careful process, the texture wouldn't be the same, and that signature light, crispy crunch could be lost. Before the cornmeal even gets to the factory, it goes through strict quality checks to make sure every batch is just right. Things like moisture, texture, and starch levels are carefully measured because even small changes can affect how it cooks. Too much moisture can make the dough too sticky, while too little can make the texture hard and unappetizing. The key is finding the perfect balance so the cornmeal puffs up just right during cooking. This careful process makes sure every Cheeto has the same light, crispy crunch, no matter where or when it's made. It's not just the cornmeal that makes Cheetos so good. Their famous cheesy flavor comes from a special seasoning. The cheese powder isn't just any cheese, it's real cheddar that's aged to bring out its rich, tangy taste. Once it's ready, the cheese is spray-dried into a fine powder, which removes moisture and makes the flavor stronger. This step is important because it helps the cheese stick to the Cheetos without clumping. If the powder was too moist, some pieces would be overloaded with cheese while others wouldn't have enough. To get the flavor just right, the cheese is mixed with salt, whey, butter, and a special blend of spices that give Cheetos their bold, savory kick. Every ingredient in a Cheeto is chosen, measured, and tested before production even begins. From the perfectly milled cornmeal to the right moisture levels and the carefully aged cheddar, each part helps create that crunchy, cheesy bite. This careful process is what keeps Cheetos tasting the same every time. So no matter where you open a bag, you get the same delicious snack. When the ingredients get to the factory, they're carefully measured and mixed, following a precise recipe. The cornmeal is combined with water and a little oil to form a soft dough. But instead of baking or frying it like regular dough, it goes into a huge machine called an extruder, one of the key parts of making Cheetos. This isn't some simple kitchen gadget. It's a massive machine that uses high heat and pressure to transform the dough into the light, crispy snack we all love. The extruder pushes the cornmeal dough through a high-heat, high-pressure chamber. Inside, spinning screws mix and squeeze the dough while the heat and pressure rise. By the time it reaches the small opening, called a die, the temperature is around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius, and the pressure is about 17 times that of a car tire. When the dough finally bursts out, the sudden change makes the starch expand, instantly puffing it up into the light, crunchy shape we recognize. Without this step, Cheetos would just be dense, flavorless corn chunks. The shape of the opening, die, decides whether the Cheetos will be crunchy, puffs, or fun shapes like Cheetos paws. Since the dough puffs up as it exits, the extruder has to be carefully adjusted to get the texture just right. Too much pressure makes them too airy, while too little makes them too dense. Factory workers keep a close eye on the process, making small tweaks to keep every batch consistent. Even things like humidity and room temperature can affect the final texture, so everything is carefully monitored to make sure each Cheeto comes out perfect. Freshly made Cheetos aren't ready to eat yet. They're still soft, moist, and missing their signature crunch. If you bit into one now, it would feel more like chewy dough than a crispy snack. To fix this, they go through a large drying oven where they're baked at just the right temperature. This step is important because the moisture level decides the final texture. Too much moisture, and they'll be soggy and stale. Too little, and they'll turn too hard, losing that perfect light crunch. Crunchy Cheetos take longer to bake at a lower temperature, slowly removing moisture while keeping their strong, crispy texture. If baked too long, they'd become too brittle and break too easily. Cheetos Puffs, on the other hand, are dried quickly at a higher temperature to keep them light and airy. This gives them that soft, melt-in-your-mouth feel that sets them apart from crunchy Cheetos. Both types aim for about 2% moisture content, just enough to stay crisp while still having that classic Cheetos melt when you eat them. As the Cheetos move through the oven, they travel on a conveyor belt to make sure they dry evenly. This keeps some pieces from getting too much heat or moisture, which could make them too hard or too soft. If they dry too fast, they might turn out too stiff, while ones with extra moisture could end up chewy. Sensors and quality control systems keep an eye on the process, adjusting heat and airflow as needed. Even a small temperature change could affect the crunch, so everything is carefully managed to get the perfect texture every time. Once the Cheetos are perfectly dried, they go through another check before reaching the best part, getting covered in that famous cheesy seasoning. This is what turns them from plain corn puffs into the bold, flavorful snack everyone loves. The drying step might not seem exciting, but it's super important for making sure every bite has that light, crispy crunch that keeps people coming back for more. Now the Cheetos have their shape and crunch, but they still need the most important part, the cheese. This is where the real magic happens, turning plain corn puffs into the snack everyone loves. Each Cheeto rolls through a giant spinning drum while getting a light mist of vegetable oil. This isn't just to make the cheese powder stick, it also adds a subtle buttery flavor that makes the cheese taste even better. Without the oil, the seasoning wouldn't coat evenly, and the texture wouldn't be as satisfyingly crisp. It's a key step in making every bite so tasty. The cheese powder is a special mix of real cheddar, whey, salt, and secret spices that create the perfect cheesy flavor, tangy, savory, and creamy all at once. Unlike regular cheese powders, Cheetos seasoning goes through a spray drying process that removes moisture, making it super light and easy to coat without clumping. A system of nozzles evenly sprays the powder onto the tumbling Cheetos, making sure each piece gets just the right amount. Too little seasoning, and they'd be bland. Too much, and the flavor would be overwhelming. Frito-Lay has fine-tuned this process to make sure every bite is just right. That famous Cheeto dust, the bright orange coating that sticks to your fingers, isn't a mistake. It's actually designed to add to the experience, making every bite extra flavorful. The fine cheese powder mixes with the oil, creating just the right amount of stickiness. Some people wipe it off, while others proudly lick their fingers. It's all part of the fun. Over the years, this cheesy coating has become a signature feature, even inspiring memes and special Cheetos-themed dishes at restaurants. The factory is set up to make sure every batch of Cheetos gets just the right amount of seasoning. High-tech measuring systems check the cheese distribution so no bag is too bland or too cheesy. Even the air filters help control stray cheese dust. Every part of the process is fine-tuned to guarantee that every bag of Cheetos delivers the same crunchy, cheesy goodness you expect. Once the Cheetos are fully coated in cheese dust, they make their way to packaging. Since they're still delicate, they move on slow conveyor belts to prevent breakage. Along the way, sensors and cameras check for any pieces that are too small, misshapen, or not coated enough. These imperfect Cheetos don't go to waste. They're often repurposed for animal feed or other snack uses, making sure nothing gets thrown away. Next, the Cheetos move to high-speed packaging machines, where they're carefully weighed to make sure each bag has the right amount. This keeps things fair and ensures consistency across millions of bags. After weighing, the Cheetos are funneled into foil-lined bags that lock in freshness by keeping out air and moisture. But before sealing, something interesting happens. The bags are filled with nitrogen gas. This isn't just to keep them fresh, it also helps protect the Cheetos from getting crushed during shipping. Without it, the bags would deflate, and the crunchy snacks could turn into crumbs before they even hit store shelves. Sealing the bags is a high-tech process where heat sealing machines quickly press them shut, making sure they're airtight. Random samples are then tested for quality. Workers check the weight, cheese dust coverage, and overall consistency to ensure every batch meets Frito-Lay's standards. Some bags even go through X-ray machines to catch any unwanted particles, adding an extra layer of safety before they leave the factory. Once approved, the sealed bags are packed into boxes and stacked on pallets for shipping. From there, the fresh Cheetos head to warehouses and distribution centers across the country. The goal is to get them to stores quickly, so they stay fresh and crispy. Some boxes go straight to grocery stores, while others are sent to vending machine suppliers, gas stations, and convenience stores. Cheetos have stayed a favorite snack for decades because of their one-of-a-kind mix of crunch, flavor, and fun. Their light, crispy texture and bold, cheesy coating make them super satisfying to eat. But it's more than just taste. Cheetos have nailed the whole snacking experience. From the way they melt in your mouth to the cheesy dust on your fingers, every bite makes eating them feel even more fun. Cheetos have stayed popular by always changing things up. Frito-Lay keeps adding new flavors, shapes, and spice levels, like Flamin' Hot, to match what people want. Their marketing has also helped. Chester Cheetah is a well-known mascot, and the brand stays connected through pop culture, social media, and partnerships with fast food chains and fashion brands. They keep things exciting while sticking to what made them a favorite in the first place. Cheetos are more than just a snack. They bring people together. Whether at a party, as a late-night treat, or a childhood favorite passed down through generations, they've become a part of culture. Kids love licking the cheese dust off their fingers, and adults enjoy the nostalgic crunch. They spark conversations, inspire creative recipes, like Cheetos mac and cheese, and keep the brand fun and exciting. Cheetos stay popular because they're more than just a snack. They bring back memories, add fun, and feel like a treat. Whether you've loved them for years or are trying them for the first time, that cheesy crunch keeps people coming back. As long as people love snacks, Cheetos will always be around and on our fingertips. How did we all instinctively know just how hard to poke the Capri Sun straw without wrecking the pouch? That shiny silver pack felt like a childhood hack. The flavors, the squeeze, the battle for the last drop. But have you noticed? Capri Sun isn't exactly how we remember. The taste, the packaging, even how we drink it has changed. So what's different, and why is it still a lunchbox legend? Well, let's find out how Capri Sun is made in a factory. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Process Powerhouse channel. Leave us a comment to let us know what mealtime favorites you'd like to see next. Who knows, maybe one day they'll find a Capri Sun pouch so old it still thinks it's the coolest drink in the lunchroom. In 1969, while the world was focused on landing on the moon, a German company called Wild made a different kind of breakthrough, putting juice in a shiny, squeezable pouch. That's how Capri Sun was born. It may not have had NASA-level tech, but it gave kids, and some adults, a cool way to stay hydrated. No more heavy glass bottles or bulky cans, just a lightweight, portable pouch that felt futuristic. The name came from the Italian island of Capri, because apparently nothing says refreshing like Mediterranean vibes. But let's be real, most of us sipping it at recess weren't dreaming of Italy's beaches. We were just trading flavors with friends. In the 80s and 90s, Capri Sun became a must-have in lunchboxes, almost like a status symbol. If you had one, you were basically a VIP at the cafeteria. It wasn't just a drink, it was something kids traded snacks for. The ads made it even cooler, showing kids turning into liquid silver and zooming across the screen like juice-powered superheroes. We started to think Capri Sun gave us superpowers, or at least made us look cooler. But in reality, the hardest part was figuring out how to stab the pouch without making a mess. It was tricky. Poke too hard, and you'd rip the back, poke too soft, and the straw would bend. Over the years, Capri Sun has changed. New flavors, less sugar, and even a switch to paper straws, which, let's be honest, can be a challenge. The packaging got a makeover, the ingredients were updated, and somehow it's still a favorite for kids and nostalgic adults. Even with all the changes, Capri Sun still has that squeeze every last drop appeal. Because let's be real, no matter how old we get, it's still fun to finish that pouch and make it flat as a pancake. Enough history, let's head into the factory and see how it's made. Every Capri Sun starts with carefully chosen ingredients from trusted suppliers around the world. The main ingredients include fruit juice concentrate, purified water, natural flavors, and sometimes added vitamins or electrolytes, depending on the type. Fruit is the key to Capri Sun's refreshing taste, with apple, grape, orange, and tropical blends being the most common. Since fruit crops can change due to weather, Capri Sun works with suppliers in different regions to keep the taste the same all year. This helps them get a steady supply, even if one region has a bad harvest. To make sure the taste stays the same, flavor experts regularly test and tweak the juice to keep that signature Capri Sun flavor. The fruit juice concentrates are made by removing water from freshly picked fruit, which makes the juice easier to store and transport. This process reduces the juice's volume by 4 to 6 times, making shipping more efficient. First, the fruit is pressed to get the juice, then filtered to remove pulp, seeds, and skins. The juice is heated in a vacuum to remove extra water while keeping its natural flavor and nutrients. Once concentrated, the juice is frozen or stored in cold tanks until it's ready for production. To ensure freshness, each batch is tested for sugar content, acidity, and aroma to make sure it meets Capri Sun's quality standards before blending. Water, which makes up most of Capri Sun, goes through a thorough cleaning process before being used in production. The water is filtered in several stages, including sediment filtration, activated carbon filtration, reverse osmosis, and UV sterilization. These steps remove particles, smells, and bacteria, making sure the water tastes clean and doesn't affect the fruit flavors. Since Capri Sun has no artificial preservatives, the water's purity is just as important as the juice. Regular testing is also done to make sure the water stays free from contaminants, keeping the drink safe and high quality. Finally, natural flavors and other ingredients are carefully chosen to improve each drink. These flavors come from real fruits and are blended to create the classic Capri Sun taste. Some versions, like Capri Sun Sport or Capri Sun Roarin' Waters, may add electrolytes or adjust sweetness to appeal to different people. Before any ingredients are used, they go through thorough testing for taste, safety, and quality. Only after passing these tests do they move to the next step, mixing and pasteurizing. This ensures that every Capri Sun pouch gives the same refreshing, fruity experience every time. Once the fruit juice concentrates, purified water, and natural flavors arrive at the factory, they are carefully mixed in large stainless steel tanks. These tanks, which can hold thousands of liters, have fast-moving blades that make sure the ingredients are evenly blended. Each batch follows a specific formula, with computers keeping track of the exact amounts of juice, concentrate, water, and flavors. This ensures that every Capri Sun pouch tastes the same, whether it's made in Germany, the US, or anywhere else. Automated sensors also check the density, color, and texture while mixing to make sure each batch is consistent. To keep the taste fresh and consistent, pH levels and sweetness are checked at this stage. Since fruit harvest can vary in sugar content, small adjustments are sometimes made to keep the flavor balanced. Experts regularly test the sweetness, acidity, and aroma. If a batch isn't quite right, it's adjusted with small amounts of natural fruit acids or flavors until it matches the Capri Sun standard. This step is important to make sure the drink stays stable over time, without needing artificial preservatives. Samples from each batch are also kept for further checks, ensuring quality even after the drinks are sent out. Once mixed, the juice goes through flash pasteurization, a process that heats it to 160 to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, 71 to 82 degrees Celsius, for 15-30 seconds. Unlike regular pasteurization, which heats liquids for longer, flash pasteurization quickly kills bacteria and microbes while keeping the fruit's natural taste. The juice is quickly cooled after heating to prevent a cooked flavor. This process is important for food safety, as Capri Sun doesn't use artificial preservatives, but relies on pasteurization and airtight packaging to stay fresh. Automated systems carefully control the process, making sure the right time and temperature are used to keep the flavor and nutrients intact. After pasteurization, the juice is quickly moved to sterile storage tanks, where it stays in a controlled environment until it's ready for packaging. These tanks are sealed to keep air out, which could change the juice's flavor or color. Since Capri Sun needs to last a long time without refrigeration, every step is taken to limit oxygen exposure, keeping the drink fresh. To help maintain quality, nitrogen is sometimes added to replace oxygen in the tanks, preventing oxidation and keeping the fruit flavors bright. While the juice is being made, another part of the factory focuses on creating Capri Sun's silver pouches. Unlike plastic bottles or juice boxes, Capri Sun pouches are made from a special material with layers of plastic, aluminum foil, and polyester. This design helps in several ways. It keeps the drink light, protects the juice from light and air, which can affect flavor, and makes the pouch easy to store and carry. The aluminum layer blocks oxygen and UV rays, helping the juice stay fresh for months without preservatives. The pouches are also built to handle temperature changes, keeping the taste and texture stable during transport and storage. The pouches are made from large rolls of laminated sheets, which are cut and shaped into individual pouches quickly. Machines fold and seal the edges, forming the familiar pouch shape. Each pouch is carefully measured to hold the right amount of juice, ensuring consistency. These machines can produce hundreds of pouches per minute, keeping up with the fast filling process. To improve efficiency, laser sensors check the alignment and sealing of each pouch, making automatic adjustments if needed. Any pouches that are misaligned or not sealed properly are immediately removed to maintain quality. Before being filled with juice, The pouches go through a strict cleaning process. They are treated with steam, UV light, and clean air to remove any germs. Since Capri Sun doesn't use artificial preservatives, this cleaning step is necessary to keep the drink safe for a long time. To make sure they're properly cleaned, random samples are tested for germs before the filling begins. Any pouches that don't meet the standards are removed and recycled to avoid contamination. To make sure the pouches are strong, some are tested by squeezing, dropping, and pressurizing them to check for weak spots. If a batch doesn't pass, production stops until the problem is fixed. Some pouches are also tested by overfilling them to see how well they hold up. This testing makes sure every Capri Sun pouch can handle shipping, handling, and regular use without leaking or breaking. Only after passing these tests do the pouches move on to be filled with juice. Once the pouches are sterilized and ready, they move down the line to the filling stations. The pre-mixed juice is pumped into each pouch using nozzles that make sure each one gets the right amount. Since the juice is carefully processed, this happens in a sealed space to avoid contamination. The filling area has clean, filtered air to keep out dust or germs. The equipment is checked regularly to make sure it works quickly and accurately. Filling happens quickly. Some factories can make tens of thousands of pouches every hour. Sensors check the juice level in each pouch, and if one is filled too little or too much, it's automatically removed and fixed. This careful control makes sure each Capri Sun pouch meets the right size and quality. Temperature sensors also keep track of the juice to make sure it stays at the best temperature for flavor and nutrients. If anything goes wrong, production stops for a quick check before continuing. After filling, each pouch is sealed shut with special equipment that uses the right amount of heat and pressure. This creates a tight, leak-proof seal to keep the juice fresh. The seal needs to be strong to avoid spills, but flexible enough for people to squeeze out every last drop. To make sure the seals are strong, some pouches are tested with vacuum and pressure to check how they'll hold up during shipping and storage. If any weak seals are found, adjustments are made right away to avoid problems. Once sealed, the pouches are cooled quickly to keep the juice fresh and protect the packaging. At this point, the pouches are almost done, with just a few more steps before they're ready for stores. As a final check, each batch is inspected to make sure the packaging is strong, the pouches look good, and everything is in good condition before being sent out. After the pouches are filled and sealed, they move down the conveyor belt to the straw attachment station. Capri Sun's unique straws are designed to be sharp enough to pierce the pouch but are still safe for kids. These straws are made from lightweight plastic, or in newer versions, eco-friendly paper. Each straw is wrapped in a protective film to keep it clean until it's open. To be more sustainable, Capri Sun is working on straws made from biodegradable and recyclable materials to reduce plastic waste while keeping things convenient. The straw attachment process is fully automated, with robotic arms carefully placing the straw on each pouch. A small, safe adhesive holds the straw in place without making it hard to peel off. The straws are positioned so that it's easy for users to find where to insert them. A sensor system checks for misaligned or missing straws, removing any defective pouches from the line. This step is important because a misplaced straw could make the pouch hard to open. The adhesive is also tested to make sure the straw stays on during transport, but is still easy for customers to remove. After the straws are attached, the pouches go through a final quality check. Each batch is tested for leaks, correct filling, and proper straw placement. Factory workers randomly pick pouches from each batch and test them by squeezing, shaking, and dropping them to make sure they can handle being shipped and used without breaking. If a pouch fails, it is thrown out, and the cause is looked into to prevent more problems. Some pouches are also tested under pressure to make sure they won't break when packed in large shipments. In addition to physical checks, the juice is also tested to make sure it meets Capri Sun's flavor standards. Trained testers taste random pouches to check if the drink has the right balance of sweetness, acidity, and fruitiness. If something is off, the batch is held back and fixed before it's sent out. These steps make sure only the best tasting, properly sealed Capri Sun pouches make it to stores. Before leaving the factory, final checks are done to ensure the packaging looks good, the barcode works, and the expiration date is correct. After all quality checks are done, the finished pouches are ready to be packaged. Capri Sun is usually sold in packs of 10 pouches, but some places offer larger packs or variety sets. The packaging helps keep the pouches organized, protects them during shipping, and shows off the brand to attract customers. Each box is made to be easy to stack and store in warehouses or on store shelves. Some special packs may also have limited edition flavors or fun designs to appeal to different buyers. The packaging process is fully automated, with robots stacking the pouches in the right position before placing them into pre-made cardboard boxes. These boxes are made from lightweight, durable recycled materials, which helps the environment while keeping the product safe. The boxes are printed with bright colors, product info, and marketing designs before being folded and sealed. High-quality printers add branding details like nutrition facts, logos, and eco-friendly messages to show Capri Sun's commitment to sustainable packaging. Each finished multi-pack is weighed to make sure it has the right number of pouches. Precision scales are used, and any packs that are too light or heavy are removed. The boxes are labeled with expiration dates, batch codes, and barcodes for easy tracking and inventory management. This helps stores keep track of stock and quickly find products in case of a recall. Scanning systems check that each barcode is printed correctly and can be read easily, reducing errors and ensuring smooth distribution. Once the multi-packs are boxed, they are packed into larger shipping cartons and placed on pallets for transport. The pallets are wrapped in plastic to keep them stable during shipping. They are then moved to the factory's distribution center, where they are sorted by destination and prepared for delivery. Some pallets are sent directly to stores, while others are kept in temperature-controlled warehouses to keep the product fresh. Now, Capri Sun is ready to be sent to supermarkets, vending machines, and customers all over the world, making sure every pouch arrives in great condition. Capri Sun's lasting popularity comes from its great taste, easy packaging, and focus on quality. Since it first came out, the brand has been a favorite for both kids and parents, offering a refreshing and fun way to drink fruit juice without artificial preservatives or high fructose corn syrup. By choosing quality ingredients and using advanced production methods, Capri Sun makes sure every pouch tastes great. The brand's commitment to natural flavors and top-quality ingredients has earned it trust and loyalty from consumers over the years. A big reason for Capri Sun's success is its iconic pouch design. Unlike regular juice boxes or plastic bottles, Capri Sun's lightweight and flexible packaging is easy to carry, store, and drink from anywhere. This makes it a go-to choice for school lunches, picnics, and travel. Capri Sun has also focused on being more eco-friendly by offering recyclable pouches and paper straws, which appeal to people who care about the environment. By improving its packaging while keeping its unique design, Capri Sun has stayed popular in a competitive market. Capri Sun has stayed popular by adapting to what consumers want. The brand regularly adds new flavors and options, like drinks with less sugar or added electrolytes, to keep up with changing tastes. Marketing that brings back memories has also helped keep Capri Sun relevant across generations, as adults who loved it as kids now share it with their children. Special promotions, seasonal flavors, and new products make sure Capri Sun stays exciting for people of all ages. Capri Sun's lasting success comes from balancing tradition with new ideas. By sticking to its original goal of offering a fun, tasty, and high-quality drink, while also improving its formula, packaging, and eco-friendly efforts, Capri Sun has become a favorite drink around the world. Whether at recess, a sports game, or a family picnic, Capri Sun remains a trusted and refreshing choice for generations. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Your thumb gets a workout, and we get the love. And if you haven't subscribed to the Process Powerhouse channel yet, seriously, what are you waiting for? A VIP invitation. Come on, hit that button. Got a factory process you're curious about? Drop it in the comments. We might just make it happen. No promises on a conveyor belt cameo, though.